dando la locura de la ciudad. Pero
Gracias, hermano.
a la orden, a la orden, a la orden.
No sé de quién es lo de dónde. Venga, tiene musiquita para la orden.
Hay diferentes carnes, pizzas, 3 carnes, vegetariana, hay pizzas vegetarianas, 3 carnes, pollo y champiñones, hay pizza.
Bueno, quizá 8.000 a la orden.
Okay, can we set up your profile? No me gusta.
Oh, the big ball, my friend, way from Cartagena. Universal like como King. Oh, I like that you shoes.
Nothing in there, hermano. I have no money, my friend. No for money. Did you guys hear that? One guy starts rapping, the other guy's got the sound machine. And he's following me. And as soon as I say I have no money, they immediately turn around and leave. It's kind of funny. I did have an encounter like that my first time in Cartagena, and so I know that basically how it works is they're not bad at rapping, you know. They will give you a little show, but then they will ask you for an amount of money which is totally ridiculous and get upset if you're not willing to pay it. So that's why I quickly exited the situation this time. Anyway, I'm mostly walking in silence, just letting you hear the sounds and sights of Cartagena on a Monday night. Not the busiest night, but there's always something happening here in the old town. Any day of the year. I have a beer with me. Always refreshing on a hot, humid night. And so mostly I'm just going to be drinking and enjoying this walk, but I will talk a bit when something noteworthy happens. By the way, this area that we're in, I just passed a little grocery store. If you want to get any food or drinks when you're around here, this area has way lower prices than the more touristy streets like the one I started near. If you're just looking for something quick, I mean, you know, you can still get cheap beers anywhere, but for reference, the guy selling them on the street on a guila like this is usually about 8,000, whereas in those grocery stores you can easily get it for 3, or even cheaper if you get a 6-pack. Again, relatively affordable everywhere you go, but if you are trying to stay on budget, there's a little travel hack for you. ¿Te gusta? Little video. Watch this. No malo, ¿eh? Buenas noches. People are always enjoying this camera because this, for those who don't know, this is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's a very little, very new camera. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien, bien. ¿Y tú? ¿Para dónde vas? Vemos la fiesta aquí.
Sí, sí, sí.
Saludos de Cartagena. ¿Cómo te
Gracias,
llamas?
hermano.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Mi nombre es Daniel.
Daniel, aquí
Sí.
con Daniel. Saludos de Cartagena.
¿Qué es tu nombre?
Luis.
Luis. Mucho gusto, Luis.
¿De dónde eres, brother?
Soy de Canadá.
Canadá.
Sí.
Saludos para la gente de Canadá.
Gracias, hermano. Gracias. Buenas noches, ¿no? The guy, and did he say something about he knows a good rooftop? I don't know what his intention was there, but he was friendly enough, you know. He didn't ask me for any money. I have a feeling he wanted to take me somewhere, but I was just kind of walking and making my video, and check this out. Live music here in the square.
No, pero así no canto. Yo no siento la vibra del soba que soba.
This is cool.
A ver, ustedes. Eso va. Soba. Ustedes. A ver, es diferente. Podemos continuar entonces. ¿Cómo dice? Le entraba una agarradera y así pasaba todo el día. Pero cuando amanecía no se acordaba lo que hacía. Y eso era fiera. Soba.
Good vibes. You know, it's funny, back home, a a lot of the music that I listen to, a lot of music a lot of people listen to is like bands like Radiohead and like, you know, slower, sadder, more alternative music. Whereas here, it's like all of the music is upbeat, all of the music makes you want to dance, makes you want to enjoy yourself. And you know, it's something I was saying to a friend in Medellin not too long ago. It's almost as if people in countries like this are incapable of being depressed. A Colombian will have to tell me if you agree with that statement. By the way, beautiful women all over Cartagena. Let's just point out the obvious here as we walk down these streets. Maybe another reason locals are not depressed. Lots to be happy about in Cartagena. But I think there is something to be said there about the difference of mentality between Canadians and Colombians.
No grabes. No grabes. ¿Me escuchaste? Que no grabes, que te
One of the women who I just passed saw my camera and said no gramas, which I think is short for I think she meant like Instagrams, like no gramas, like no Instagramas. Was that? Now YouTube would not apply for Instagramas, but yeah, I got the message. Maybe no gramas is just slang for like no photos. I don't know what that means. Taxis everywhere here in the old town. Taxis and other modes of transportation as well. Hey, you got bicyclists, you got horses, you got taxis, you got people. Everything happening here. What's that? What's the name of that movie? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Yeah, everything, everywhere, all at once here in Cartagena as well. Good movie if anyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure at least one person watching understands that reference. Here's a question for people watching at home. How do you feel about this situation? When you see horses pulling tourists, do you feel that this is something interesting, something culturally significant, something romantic for a couple to take a horse ride at night? Or do you feel that it's something that could be, you know, cruel treatment of the horses, something that could be manipulative of these horses? I don't know how much they get fed. I don't know what their, what's up, bro? I don't know what their sleeping condition is like. But I do feel sometimes when I see those horses, especially with their feet on these old stone floors, these concrete, whatever these roads are made of. You know, clearly horses did not evolve in a way that was meant to be walking on streets like this. So sometimes I feel bad for them. What's up, man? But at the same time, oh God, so that guy, you hear that guy I just passed, he's like, he saw my camera, he's like, ah, influencer, influencer. A little bit of my soul dies every time I hear that word. I think it's because in my heart, I don't really want to influence anyone. If I want to influence you to do anything, it's to take your own trips. But by the way, I'm just leaving my can there because I know there's some kind of bottle pickup, can pickup. I see people collecting cans on the streets, so I know they're getting paid something to collect them. So if you leave your can in somewhere obvious, it just means when the guy with the big bag of cans comes by, he's going to not have to dig through the trash bin to get it. Good, bro. Beautiful architecture here. I've passed this building at night, during the day rather, but I've never seen it at night. And with the moon hanging above us, let's just take a moment here and appreciate this truly epic little courtyard area. In fact, there's a sign here, so maybe in case anyone visits, of course we are in the centro, the center. Basilica Santa is the name of this building we're next to. Yeah. Not going to turn this into a history lesson, but gracias. If anyone wants to see a very beautiful and historic part of the city, I think this area is a great place to start. Hola.
Hello, bro.
How you doing, bro?
Where are you from?
Canada.
Canada.
¿Y tú?
Colombia.
Colombia. Mucho gusto. Gracias, hermano. Always welcome. Did you hear that guy say that as I pass by? Now he's not just saying that because he sees a camera in my hand. He means that. I have heard that quite a few times from Colombians on this stay. The hospitality here is incredible. Maybe not the hospitality towards the horses as I pass a sad looking horse, going back to what I was saying earlier, but if you are a human and you got money to spend here, people love you. Nah, I'm just kidding about that part. You know, even if you're broke, wherever you are from, I think this is a great, very welcoming place to visit. In fact, I don't think I would be embarrassing anyone by saying this, sharing a little story from last night. the hostel that I'm staying at, a couple of the staff, once they were done their shift, invited me and some of the other guests to this local festival, the Fried Food Festival in Cartagena. Gotta love it. All kinds of fried empanadas and other little treats. But the main attraction was there was really a stage up there, and there was all kinds of local bands, and it was just a great atmosphere. And keep in mind, like, this wasn't a planned activity for the receptionist at the hotel. By which I mean they weren't getting paid to take us there. And they didn't ask for any money. What's up, bro?
Yes, vamos al restaurant.
Gracias, pero solo caminar, you know?
Cartagena is everything. Have the weed, the color, the quality.
Everything.
Yeah. I the best.
Todo es posible aquí.
For 1 gram de coke, 150 pesos Colombia over there.
Okay. I'm just going to walk, but thank you.
Okay, man.
Thank you, man. You guys hear him try to sell me some illegal substances? They're easy to find in this city. Not that I've been looking, but you can't walk down the street without someone trying to sell it to you here. Of course, if you're a tourist, do so at your own risk. I'm not encouraging you to do that. I'm also not discouraging you. Like, let's be real about the fact that people come to cities with a lot of nightlife, and they you know, they do what they do. But at the same time, when you're a tourist, you just gotta be aware. Just gotta have your wits around you. Wits about you, I should say. Even as I film this video, as I kind of walk towards some of the quieter ends of Cartagena, I'm just keeping my wits about me as I walk alone through the streets. But I was saying something before the before the delightful fellow advertising in the restaurant and the illegal substances started to walk with me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Fried Food Festival. Okay, YouTube, we're back on track. So as I was saying, like, these guys, they were done their shift for the day, and you know, they were not getting paid to take us to this festival, which was a 15-minute drive away. One of the staff, she paid for the drive out there, and I tried to offer her some money for it to share the cost, and she's like, no, like, we're inviting you. And you know, stayed with us as long as we wanted to stay, made sure me and the other guests got in the Uber back safely home, and just, I guess what this is a long-winded way of saying this, but that idea of, like, always welcome, what's the expression they use when you meet someone who's working somewhere? They'll say a la orden. Sorry, this is like a la orden. It means like ready for your order, but also it means like ready to serve you. You know, ready to help however I can. Sorry, I'm stumbling my way through that expression because it's something that I didn't really hear in Mexico or Guatemala or Costa Rica. It seems to be something very specific to Colombian Spanish, and it's maybe a little insight into the attitude people have here. On the one hand, you could complain. I mean, I have heard people complain about service being slow, but I think that's just a misunderstanding of how life is here. Everything moves slow. And if you're a tourist, you just got to embrace that and enjoy that. You know, but when you do get someone's attention, they're always smiling, they're always happy, and they will go out of your way to help you. They are ready to serve. Now, I can see now I'm completely on my own out here. Except beyond that wall, there's a little road. And beyond that road is the water. The Caribbean Sea. And I just wanted to give you a little look at that. Yeah, I see some steps, so I'm gonna give you a little look at how that looks. Whatever we can see in the darkness. Even though it is super windy, feel that wind. Simply epic. Whatever that structure is, with the moon and the clouds behind it. Sitting proudly under the night sky, as it has done surely for hundreds of years already. Music festival.
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I must say I was surprised how quiet that corner by the wall was, given how busy some of the streets are here. I do know that of course this is a Monday night, so it's not as busy as a weekend might be. But I also wonder if it's simply the case that this isn't a busy time of year. Maybe not. Maybe it's because we're right after Christmas break. Maybe a lot of people came for Christmas. Carnival is around the corner, so I'm sure that'll be another busy time. But it's also kind of nice to take a walk down less busy streets, just to get lost in these old buildings sometimes. I know I enjoy it. Hope you guys at home do too.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, bro? Now we are into a medium area, I would say. Not super crowded like those first streets, not empty like the wall, but just a collection of people enjoying the night, enjoying the vibes here in whatever this cool little area is. I've never been here actually. So this is Barrio de San Diego. This is a cool place to be. Well, my friends, my beer is long done, and my hand is getting tired of holding this camera. Now, I could keep going with the camera, but I think I might go into a bar. I might just keep exploring. I think it's time to leave the camera behind, my friends. If something crazy happens, I will turn you back on, but if not, I will leave you here from Monday night in Cartagena. Hope you enjoyed this walk. Hope you have an awesome day. And I will catch you next time. Peace.